It's time for another Nerdy Virgin podcast. Why do I always adjust the camera after I start instead of before I start? I feel like that's a metaphor for how I live my life in many ways. And that better planning, it really should be about better planning. My stomach is not doing well. My stomach is not doing well. You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. I think it's too much white rice. I think that's what caused it. I've been leaning a little bit too heavily into the white rice and the soy sauce because it's all I have left. I've cut out all the other sugar. I've cut out the sweets. I've cut out the cookies, the candy. So it's just my one vice is rice. I didn't mean to rhyme that. I really didn't mean to rhyme that. And I overindulged yesterday on too much rice. That's where I'm at. In terms of, how old are you, Josh? Too much rice. That's how old I am. I overdid it on the rice. Got it. That old. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know that's how old I am, and that is how I am doing. So I am recovering from that, hoping it's not something more serious. I don't think it is, but then again, I don't know. I'm 44. This is where things just start to go bad a lot, where, oh, no, I thought it was a cold, and then my torso exploded. Didn't think that could happen, but I guess it can. Well, you're 44. Got to watch out for that exploding torso. I'm also in the process of revamping my website, which has been defunct for a long time. I was using a WordPress page that pooped out on me. So now I'm building a custom page. I'm building a custom HTML page. And when I say I'm building a custom HTML page, what I mean to say is ChatGPT is building the custom HTML page, and I'm just copying and pasting. That is the nature of the relationship I have with ChatGPT. ChatGPT does all the thinking, I copy and paste. I am working for ChatGPT. I am ChatGPT's executive assistant. And I think this is the point where ChatGPT would say, assistant. Let's not get executive. Rebuilding the website. Looking to do more corporate gigs. Are you a corporation out there? Well, have I got an act for you? Looking to get out there in the world more. Perform more, throw my services out there more. Oh, I got another Trekkie show coming up on April 19th. You're all invited to come. It is the Yoo-Hoo Room at Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant. Sunday, April 19th, 5 p.m. Be there. I have been beginning to watch, and in some cases rewatch, the original series. I've never seen every single episode of the original series, if I have, maybe I have, but it was so many years ago that I've watched it. And I want to refamiliarize myself with the original series. And what I am finding is that so much of it holds up. More of it holds up than doesn't hold up. That it is really quite impressive. Really impressive, actually, that it's able to, it's still good. It's still good, people. It's still good. I just wish, I wish they hadn't, they redid all the special effects for the exteriors of the spaceship, of the Enterprise. They redid all the Enterprise special effects, and I wish they hadn't. I wish they had left the original special effects in, because they just took out, the 1960s model of the Enterprise and replaced it with a computer-generated image of the Enterprise, but they tried to still make it kind of look like the 1960s model. So it's computer-generated imagery, but it's not, it's still, but it's obviously computer-generated. I guess the only other option would be to make the special effects look so much better that you can't even tell you're watching the same show. Because you've got that 1960s, wow, what do you think of that, Spock? And then cut to, and you're just like, what is this? What era am I in? I guess that would not be good. Or maybe it would be great. There are people with their own YouTube channels who are redoing the special effects in the TV series and the movies, and they look better than the TV series and the movies. So there you go. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Though chances are, if you're listening to this, you're already probably a fellow nerd, you probably already knew that. Yes. So dealing with an upset stomach. I just had an apple. Probably not a good idea. It's bad FODMAPs. Is that what it's called? Foods that aggravate irritable bowel syndrome. Apple is actually not a good food for that. So that could be why I'm not feeling well. Probably I'm going to go have some green tea. Probably also not a good idea. The caffeine does not help either. These are all terrible, terrible ideas. But if I don't have caffeine, I'll get a headache from not having caffeine. And yeah, again, this is 44. It's a balancing act. 44. How can I feel a little less terrible today? 44. But is this really what I want to be talking about right now? Is this really what I want to be talking about? Trying to go deeper, be more vulnerable. It is all about vulnerability. Vulnerability wins the day. What if I'm not talking about my health? There's the issue of not being really close to anybody. I feel very distant from everybody. I'll tell you something. I feel closer to my dad. I feel like that's actually going better. And it turns out that the secret to bonding with a parent, is totally exploiting whatever they're good at for my own personal gain. I have just, where have I been? Where has my brain been? My father is an attorney. Every phone call I have with him, we talk on the phone every Sunday. That's a free legal consult every Sunday that I've totally. What am I doing? We don't need to talk about our feelings. I need to be, I need to have an agenda. Do you understand how many thousands of dollars of free legal advice I am able to get? Where have I been? How have I been? And I'm sitting here going, well, we got to make sure our relationship is strong. Screw that. So yes, I've been, that's been helpful. That's been very helpful. Probably a bad idea to record this while a truck is backing up outside. This is what I get for not using a professional setup. But on the other hand, what can you do? It's underscored. How? He's still backing up. Like, how much backing up do you need to do? What is backing up that it's taking them this long? For goodness sakes. I'm curious. Like, I've never heard a truck back up this long. What's going on? And then now I'm in my head going, I hope he doesn't hear me complaining about him backing up. I don't think he can hear me because that noise is so loud. Now, it's entirely possible that this iPhone is smart enough to cancel out that noise. But and now you're watching somebody talk about noise that's not even happening. Now I'm just curious. What? Oh, yeah, it's the garbage truck. That's what it is. Garbage truck. See, this is what happens when I don't I should be recording the podcast the night before and getting ahead, but this is what I do when I procrastinate. This is karma. I've also noticed that I tend to gesture a lot with my head. I tend to go like that a lot, and I need to stop that. I need to focus and breathe and not use my head to gesture because it will cause me to be more centered and it will cause me to help with my thinking, and it will make what I am saying more powerful. It will make what I am saying more powerful. I had questionable bowel movements yesterday. See, now that's That's the kind of power that wins an Oscar right there. It's still going. Still going. My life. My life. My life. My life. My life. My goal is to just have a meltdown in front of you every week. Did I mention this is a comedy podcast? Star Trek, like what I was saying. It's good. I like it. I like it. I like it. That's been happening. Closer to my dad. That's been going good. I now feel the urge, by the way, to knock on wood when I say I'm getting closer with my dad, because then the thought that came into my mind is just when I'm getting closer to my dad, he dies. So that now I'm freaking out. So I knocked on wood, and by knocking on wood, that will prevent that from happening, because that is how the universe works, obviously. And I'm gesturing with my head too much, and now I'm trying to be more cognizant of that. Well, the truck's gone. That's good. You feel that? I feel that. That feels better to me. Garbage truck, waste management system, which we need. It's part of what makes the world go round, right? I mean, modern society, we lose that. What are we? What are we without our waste management system? I'll tell you what we are. We're 19th century London, just throwing slop in the middle of the street like animals. Is Easter coming up soon? I think it is. Happy Easter if it's coming up soon. Happy Passover, because I think Passover is coming up soon as well. Happy holidays. Whatever holiday you celebrate, happy holidays. Now I feel slightly dehydrated, but again, the caffeine's only going to make it worse. I don't feel like have I covered everything I need to cover today? I'm not sure. I watched The Man Trap. That was the original series episode I watched. The most recent one that I watched about, there's this salt creature that's masquerading as the guy's wife, and the creature has the ability to look like anyone and seduce anyone while being creepy at the same time. It's a really remarkable creature. It can be creepy but seductive at the same time. That's impressive right there. That is super impressive. That sounds like every politician. Am I right? Am I right? Comedy. Am I right? I think I am right. And it would destroy people by sucking all the salt out of their body. It needed salt. It needed salt. I think but it could also talk. It could also communicate. It had intelligence. So I feel like it could have said, hey, wait, do you guys have like a lot of salt? I need salt. Could I just have a lot of salt? I'll be good. You can replicate salt? Boy, we can avoid all of these problems because I have the ability to communicate with you and tell you just flat out, I need salt. Why didn't I do that? Why am I sitting here hunting you down when it would have been so much easier to go, hey, I'm a thing, I need salt. You have some salt? It's what happens when you're too afraid to ask for help. You got to ask for help sometimes. You got to ask for help. Can I tell you that I never want to ask for help? That's my biggest problem. I want to do it all myself. Obviously, you see, clearly, I want to do it all myself. I hate asking for help. Then I owe somebody something. Ugh. And then you know what might happen? Love. That might happen. And who wants that? Nobody. All right, this feels good. V'ger is approaching, and it's surrounded by this massive energy cloud. What's with the cloud? What do you mean, what's with the cloud? Does anybody know why it has the giant cloud? It's trying to learn all that is learnable. It is trying to merge with its creator. What does that have to do with generating a giant cloud? Blah, 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 polarity? Is it flexing? I think it's flexing with the cloud. V just seeks the creator. What's with the cloud? Pretty impressive, isn't it? Told you it was flexing. The Farragut keeps almost getting destroyed. Maybe we should stop sending it back out there. But you just said it. It keeps almost getting destroyed. The fact that it doesn't get destroyed means that we should hang on to this Farragut. Can we at least give it a secondary hull? Look at you, trying to sneak another Constitution class in there. Just trying to prevent people from saying ouch in space a lot. The Farragut shall launch again. And it just smashed into the side of the space dock. The Empire is threatening to take over Cloud City. Hey, I know that we mine gas from the atmosphere, but is mine the right word to use? We're not digging anything. Darth Vader is about to show up and you're asking this question? I couldn't help it over here. Yes, I think you can use the word mining if you're talking about pulling something from the atmosphere. The word mining just doesn't feel right if we're just... Isn't it collecting? Darth Vader, guys. Darth Vader. I am Darth Vader. What do you do in this place? We mine the gas in the atmosphere. Mine the gas? Is that the right use of the word mine? We think it is. I think we should put R2-D2 in charge. Where's this coming from? I was just going back over the logs. You realize R2-D2 has been instrumental in saving the day for almost 100 years. And he saved Amidala at least twice, right? When was he not saving Luke Skywalker? He was at least moderately helpful with Rey. I think we should elect him president. I think you're right. There's absolutely no flaw in this logic. Perhaps R2-D2 can help me find love. And now we've reached the limit. Hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hello there. Can you use your force healing to heal this old guy who's right in front of me in line, and that way we can get the line to go faster? That is not what the force is used for. Got it. Darth Maul. Already chopped him in half. The aliens who created V'ger aren't very cleanly. Where is this line of thinking taking us? The Voyager 6 probe was found by a bunch of advanced alien machines, but they didn't even bother to wipe the schmutz off of the plaque, so they just called it V'ger. Maybe they didn't recognize it as schmutz. Maybe they thought it was a creative choice. It's like you find a poor kid on the street, and there's a bunch of dirt on him, and you take him in, but you don't give him a bath. It's crazy. Different alien machine races have different levels of cleanliness. I'm telling you, you go to this machine planet, garbage in the streets. Why are we able to turn on and off the safety protocols in the holodeck? You always want to be able to toggle. Safety protocols should never be turned off. Isn't that why they're safety protocols? I don't know if you've noticed this, but the kind of person who wants to go on a spaceship, fly all the way out into the middle of nowhere, and consistently put themselves in harm's way is not the kind of person who wants to play a holodeck game where there's no potential life-threatening consequences. So you're saying I'm the moron for being on this ship? Yes, fair. I'm beaming down to the surface. I'll take one security officer with me. Just one, not 50, not an army. I should be fine with just the one security guard. I'm assuming that he's invulnerable. He has a sidearm that's automatically set to stun. So if you encounter a slow-moving threat 30 yards in front of you carrying a stick, you'll be fine. Exactly. And yet the Romulans always seem to lose when they go up against us. What is it, Commissioner Gordon? I was just thinking, 9 times out of 10, when I call you using the bat signal, you already know why I'm calling you and what's going on. That's right. So why am I even calling you? Just go save the day. I was just coming because I was just trying to be polite. This is ridiculous. You know more what's going on than I do. You handle it. You're saying from here on out, I just handle it. Just handle it. Great. All right. The one thing I am going to do, though, is I'm going to keep looking at you so you can't do the disappearing thing. You can't look forever. Stop it! Captain Kirk, I read the report about the salt-sucking monster that ravaged your crew, and we at Starfleet would like to give you a little bit of training. Is that all right? Yes, please, of course. Convey this to your crew. If you see somebody walking up to you going like this, call it in. That is a red flag. Don't just sit there and try to talk to that person for a minute or 5 minutes. Call it in.
Nerdyvirgin.com